Yo, what's good, Marvin Garden enthusiasts? Today we got Week 11 review by Barry McCockner, man.
It's Week 11 NFL.
Yeah, bro, it was a crazy Week 11, dude. I'm just glad my Cowboys got the win. I'm still pissed about those bitch-ass Eagles getting away with another tainted win, bro. Like, shit still has me pissed. Now, I know this dude's an Eagles fan, so let's see what he has to say. I know he's going to say, like, oh, y'all screwed us over, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
Review time,
y'all
and
screwed
this
us
is a
over,
special
so we
week
screwed you. Watch.
because it marks the return of puppy time, so don't you dare even think about Xing out of this video early, because these beautiful puppers and doggos are waiting for you to see them. The video begins right after this short break. I want to take a moment to give a shout out to the skill you're only would produce season Thursday night Baltimore versus Cincinnati. This was the first time I can remember where going into the game, the Thursday night football matchup was actually pretty interesting. And although this game would produce season-changing events, it was not in the way many thought. The teams were locked in a 7-3 battle early on when Joe Burrow, his Cockiner, threw a touchdown to put Cincy up 10-7 late in the second, but it came with a heavy price, as Burrow tore his wrist on the play and is now out for the season. Here we see him doing an incredible impersonation of a liberal trying to throw a football. Oh yeah, and by the way, one of the best tight ends in the league, Mark Andrews, also suffered a potentially season-ending injury for Baltimore, as an aside. Nevertheless, the Ravens responded with back-to-back touchdowns to go up 21-10 at halftime. At no point the rest of the game did Cincy feel like they had a real chance at winning, especially with Jake Browning, not to be racist, under center. Cincy kicked a field goal to make it 21-13 early in the second half.
But for real, but like, what's wrong with y'all? Why do y'all keep getting injured? What the fuck? I'm tired of all these injuries, bro. Some needs to change. I don't know what it is, but something needs to change. My bad.
That was as close as they would get, as Baltimore upped their lead to 34-13 with 5 minutes left, before Cincy scored a superficial and vain touchdown to make the final score of 34-20 a little less embarrassing. That's right, I went through the entire game without making an Odell poop reference. Am I a hero? Many people are saying yes. Jacksonville versus Tennessee. In what was, ironically, kind of a must-win game for both teams, the Jagoffs emerged victorious. Part-time Naughty America actor Mike Vrabel's team failed to score on each of its first 5 drives, during which time Jacksonville took a commanding 27-0 lead before Billy Jeans Levis found shit-smear DeAndre Hopkins on a bomb, no offense to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, finally get Tennessee on the board, entering the fourth down 27-7. Jacksonville responded in turn with a non-deceptively / kind of deceptive touchdown run by Trevor Lawrence, who had 4 total touchdowns on the day in one of the best games of his career, before the Tits scored a worthless, disgusting, and disgraceful garbage time touchdown to reach the final score of 34-14. The Titans season is lost, while the Jags remain a non-threatening 7-3. Dal ass versus Carolina. Stop me if you've heard this before, but the Cowgirls beat up on a horrible team to juice their record and stat. Well, guess what? That's what happened here. Dallas was up 17-3 at halftime before Gary Coleman threw a touchdown pass to Tommy Tremble.
What else were we supposed to do? Let them win? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, no Cowboy fans are really bragging about this shit. Like, what are you even on, bro?
Game also describes Tom Brady.
We're not happy about this shit, man. We want to face the Seahawks first, then we want to face y'all. We want to beat the Commanders. We need to focus on the Commanders for one. But man, the way y'all struggled against the Commanders, I shouldn't be hearing you Eagles fans talking, man. Y'all E-Girls fans talking.
Eli Manning to make it 17-10 entering the fourth. Dal ass retook the lead with a long Tony Pollard, remember him? Touchdown run. But not even 10 seconds later, Peter Dinklage threw a horrible pick 6 to Deron Bland to make it 31-10 Dallas, which effectively ended the game. On Carolina's next drive, Emmanuel Lewis got strip sacked and Dallas added a field goal to win 33-10 to improve to 7-3, while Dallas dropped to 1-9, which is also R. Kelly's preferred age range. I know all the excuses are coming.
What?
Strip sacked, and Dallas added a field goal to win 33-10 to improve to 7-3, while Dallas dropped to 1-9, which is also
Did you do that on purpose?
R. Kelly's preferred age range. I know all the excuses are coming out for Booster Seat Bryce, but I'm asking, what has he done in the NFL to deserve the benefit of the doubt for being so dog shit every single week? Andy Dalton still has the best quarterback performance by a Panthers player this season. Not good. Houston versus Arizona. This game had plenty of fireworks early on. Insert JPP joke here. Kyler Murray found Rondale Moore for the shortest 48-yard touchdown pass ever in terms of combined height, probably. But a little while later, later, fat-faced C.J. Stroud found Dalton Schultz white for a tying touchdown. Arizona kicked a field goal before Devin Singletary ran in a touchdown to put Houston up 14-10. Interceptions were exchanged before Houston went up 21-10 at halftime on an insane 40-yard touchdown pass by Stroud to Tank Dell. The second half was a lot slower. No offense to Chris.
That's an underrated wide receiver quarterback duo. Tank Dell and fucking CJ Stroud. Like, damn, they're gonna be something else in a couple of years, man.
Broussard's
I'm telling you.
late cousin. Kyler ran for a score to make it 21-16 Houston late in the third, but the teams then began a thrilling slam-your-dick-in-the-door contest. Arizona turned it over on downs, then Stroud threw a bad interception in the red zone. Arizona turned it over again, then Stroud threw another terrible interception. He's had a couple of those the last couple weeks, just being honest. But fortunately for the Ohio State product, Cardinals suck and were unable to capitalize on it, as the game ended with Kyler turning it over on downs again, improving Houston to a seemingly impossible 6-4 record. New Jersey versus Washington. A battle between two shitty franchises. Jersey struck first following a Washington fumble to go up 7-0. Washington then cut it to 7-3 before a little lull in the action. Then Joe Pesci threw a touchdown to put the Giants up 14-3. Sammy Sachs showed some life, leading Washington to a touchdown with a missed extra point to make it 14-9 at halftime. Washington cut it to 14-12 with a field goal, then got a stop and were driving for a go-ahead score before fumbling, which New Jersey then turned into another touchdown pass to go up 21-12 early in the fourth. A Howell interception turned into a Jersey field goal to make it 24-12 with 7 minutes left. Howell would then throw a touchdown to make it 24-19 with 2:16 left, and Washington got the ball back with a chance to win with 1:49 left, but fat Baker Mayfield threw a terrible pick six to seal the 31-19 loss for the Commandees. Miami versus Vegas. Tua Fumbleveloa made an appearance early, which helped set up a Vegas field goal, but Tua then responded by finding Nobel Peace Prize contestant Tyreek Hill for a long touchdown. But wait a minute, Vegas was not flustered, as fat Derek Carr found Devontae Adams for a long touchdown of their own to make it 10-7 after one. Miami turned it over on downs at the goal line, but it had
the Raiders like have a different intensity to them, intensity to them, man. Way better than anything Josh McDaniels ever did, bro. Like, who's that coach again? Antonio Pierce or something? Like, y'all might want to rock it out with him, bro. He ain't bad.
No effect, as a few drives later, Tua threw another touchdown to go up 14-10. Following another Dolphins fumble, Vegas kicked a field goal to make it 14-13 Miami at halftime. Tua turned the ball over, threw an interception to start the second half, but, fortunately for him, Aiden O'Connell stinks. Miami missed a field goal, but O'Connell threw an interception, which ended with Miami taking a 20-13 lead into the fourth following 2 field goals. O'Connell would have 4 drives in the fourth quarter with a chance to tie, but the first ended with a punt, the second a turnover on downs, and the last 2 ending both in interceptions. The Gay Sharks won ugly, which is better than losing pretty, but for a title contender, this was a far from inspiring performance. Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett versus Dorian Thompson-Robinson? Excuse me while I grab my lube. This game was just as boring as you'd expect. It featured a combined 17 punts,
to win.
while just 23 points and 2 touchdowns were all this piece of shit event could muster. Cleveland had a 10-0 halftime lead, but, of course, this is the Steelers we're talking about, and they somehow stumble ass backwards into competitive games every week despite their best efforts. Eventually, they tied the game at 10 early in the fourth following a field goal. They would also get 2 more drives with the score tied with a chance to win, but the usually unexplainably clutch Kenny Kitten Mittens was horrible, punting it away both times, including on a drive that started around midfield. Following some actual offense, Cleveland got into field goal range to win the game 13-10. It's blatantly obvious that Deshaun Watson's leadership has changed the Browns' culture as they now stand at 7-3. Is Myles Garrett a legitimate MVP candidate? Some are saying yes, not Mason Rudolph though. Green Bay versus the Chargers. One of the more entertaining games of the weekend. The first quarter saw only
definitely a defensive player of the year candidate. Like, he could definitely he might win that shit.
Chargers field goal before the Packers took a 7-3.
Can't believe the Chargers lost this game, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, fire Brandon Staley. That dude's ass, man. Like, arguing with the media and shit. But, like, bro, you are the problem. You are one. Bro, you and Kellen Moore. Y'all are both ass. Y'all are both ass, man. And fire that defensive. Whoever the defensive coordinator is, you have so much talent on that defense, and y'all are still garbage. Fire everybody, bro. The GM's good. Nah, the GM could stay. Motherfucker got Khalil Mack in there. Fucking. They had J.C. Jackson, but he went back to the Patriots. Keep the GM. Fire everybody else, bro. Fire that whole coaching staff. Like
3 lead on a
y'all need to
32-yard
rebuild.
touchdown run by Jaden Reed. Hey, that rhymes. Little Barry. Kirby
And build around
semi-loaded,
Justin
then
Herbert.
threw a 51-yard touchdown pass to Stone Smart
Like,
with
please,
2 T's,
dude.
which, ironically, is not how you spell
Brandon Staley should have been fired after that shit last year when they lost the lead to the Jaguars. Should have been fired.
Smart, dummy. Green Bay would kick a field goal to tie the game at 10 at halftime. LA settled for a field goal to start the second half to go up 13-10 before Jordan Loves to Suck found Christian Watson to put Green Bay up 16-13 when the stupid worthless kicker missed the fucking extra point. Overrated slowpoke Austin Eckler fumbled, but LA got a stop, leading to a long touchdown drive by Herbert, capped off with a touchdown to Keenan Allen to put the Chargers up 20-16 with 5:24 left. To absolutely nobody's surprise, LA's defense immediately gave up a long-ass touchdown drive right back to put the Packers up 23-20 with 2:33 left. Punts were exchanged, giving Herbert the ball back down 3 with 1:27 left, but following a brutal drop by Quentin Johnston, LA turned the ball over on downs, sending them to 4-6, which is the most Charger thing imaginable. Detroit versus Chicago. Somebody forgot to tell Jared Goof that Christmas is still a month away because he was giving away the ball like it was a Christmas present. Luckily for him, the Bears
That's what I
were
was saying in
unable
the
to
last
extend their
reaction.
7-0 lead into anything more. Goof finally got on track, leading a game-tying touchdown drive before taking a 14-10 lead at halftime following a touchdown pass to Amon-Ra St. McCockiner. A Bears field goal made it 14-13 Detroit before a muffed kickoff return set up a Bustin Fields touchdown pass to DJ Moore to put Chicago up 20-14. Goof threw his third interception of the day, shout out Tom Brady 2020 AFC Championship game, which set up another Chicago field goal. Chicago would then add another field goal to go up 26-14 with 4 minutes left,
How do y'all
seemingly
sell
having the
that?
win locked up. No offense to Akon. But Goof would then turn into Goff, throwing a nice long touchdown to respectable gambler Jameson Williams to make it 26-21 with 3 minutes left. Chicago punted, which led to Goff leading a long game-winning touchdown drive and 2-point conversion to put Detroit up 29-26 with 29 seconds left. Fields then got strip-sacked and shit the ball out of his ass by Aiden Hutchinson, alumni of Michigan, a famous institution of integrity, which was then kicked out of the end zone to reach the final score of 31-26. Fields wasn't actively bad, but it's obvious he's still not the guy. Detroit is now 8-2 for the first time since JFK's head exploded. LA Rams versus Seattle. This looked like it was going to be a Seattle blowout early on.
Chill, fam.
As the Sea Chickens jumped out to a 13-0 lead. John Stafford then woke up and threw a touchdown to Puke Nukem just before halftime to make it 13-7. Seattle extended the lead to 16-7 in the third on a field goal, while the Rams offense continued to struggle into the fourth quarter, where Stafford threw an early interception, but luckily for him, his defense held firm, giving him the chance to redeem himself. To be fair, it's not really hard for a defense to look good against Drew Lock, who had replaced Geno Smith. LA then cut it to 16-14 on a touchdown run, then Lock threw a terrible but manly arm punt, which led to LA kicking a go-ahead field goal with 1:31 left. Geno would return after injecting some medical marijuana into his ass and led the Seahawks into position for a 55-yard game-winning field goal, but his stupid fucking worthless kicker missed it, sealing the 17-16 win for the Rams and dropping Seattle to 6-4. San Fran versus Tampa Bay. The first pick of the draft versus the last pick of the draft. Brock Purdy found Christian McCaffrey for a 1950s Middle America.
I ain't even gonna look at that game yet, bro. We need to just get past the Commanders.
Approved touchdown to put San Fran up 7-0 early. Baker Mayfield then fumbled the ball after it slipped out of his cheesecake-laden fingers, which led to San Fran kicking a field goal to go up 10-0. But unlike some of his female friends, Baker refused to go down, leading a long touchdown drive, finished off with a touchdown pass to Mike Evans to make it 10-7. San Fran kicked another field goal to go up 13-7 at halftime, and then Purdy and his stupid fucking derp face then threw a long-ass touchdown to Brandon Ayuk to go up 20-7. Purdy found George Kittle for a touchdown to put San Fran up 27-7 entering the fourth quarter, but Tampa responded with a quick touchdown drive of their own to make it 27-14. Tampa would then have several chances to cut into the lead, but failed each time. The first ending with a turnover on downs, and the last ending in an end zone interception. Purdy finished the 27-14 win with a perfect passer rating, but we all know nobody's actually perfect, except for me, of course. Buffalo versus the Jets. The game began with a muffed kickoff return by the Jets and a negative 9-yard field goal drive.
The Bills' D-line was
so
just
that lets you know what to
killing
expect.
Zach
The Jets
Wilson.
had 3 punts and an interception interception on their first 4 drives to fall behind 16-0 before punter Thomas Morstead unironically led them on an ultra-rare touchdown drive with some help from a roughing the passer penalty to make it 16-6 Buffalo following a failed 2-point conversion. The Bills would extend the lead to 22-6 following a Josh Allen touchdown pass to Ty Johnson, whose name literally translates to sexual bondage. Following yet another Jets punt, Allen threw a beautiful 81-yard touchdown pass to make it 29-6. The Jets once again punted, which led to Zach Wilson finally, mercifully, being benched for Tim Boyle by Coach Xerxes. Boyle threw 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions in college, by the way. The fourth quarter was a complete waste of time and saw the Bills add a field goal to reach the final score of 32-6. Replacing Wilson for Boyle is like swapping out puke for diarrhea. Either way, the Jets remain the Jets. Denver versus Minnesota. I just broke into my neighbor's house, completely naked, to remind them that Josh Dobbs is a literal rocket scientist. They were so inspired by my information that they started crying. Wow. Denver struck first with a field goal off of a Dobbs fumble before Dobbs responded with a touchdown pass to Josh Oliver to make it 7-3. The teams then exchanged field goals before Denver kicked another field goal before halftime to make it 10-9 Minnesota. Charlie Villanueva then ran for a touchdown to make it 17-9, and the Vikings were in position to potentially put the...
Let's see if they could sneak their way back into the playoffs. They got the Browns this Sunday, I believe. Let's see.
Game away when Alexander Madison fumbled. Shocker. The Broncos then kicked a field goal to start the fourth quarter, and following a Dobbs interception, Denver executed a legendary -1-yard field goal drive, cut it to 17-15 with 11 minutes left. Dobbs would lead the Vikings on a long field goal drive to make it 20-15 with 3:17 left before drunk Tiger Woods led the Broncos downfield and did what he couldn't do in Super Bowl 49, which is throw a fucking touchdown pass in the red zone to put the Broncos up by 1 with 1 minute left. With one last breath, Dobbs got Minnesota to a...
That was pretty, man. Like, Cortland Sutton's really good. He's a really good receiver.
Pass in the red
that catch he had against the Bills, and then this one, like, bro is nice.
Zone to put the Broncos up by 1 with 1 minute left. With one last breath, Dobbs got Minnesota to around their own 40 before his arms were left wide open, and he eventually turned the ball over on downs to reach the final score of 21-20. Dobbs failed to bring the Vikings higher. I refuse to congratulate Denver on being 5-5 because their state promotes marijuana use. Philadelphia versus Kansas City.
Did you know that these teams met in the Super Bowl last year and that Travis and Jason Kelce are brothers? Now you do.
This much hyped game began like many expected, with the two teams exchanging touchdowns early on. Then Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes got into a stupid interception contest, but it was KC that eventually took a 14-7 lead, and then 17-7 lead into halftime. All the stupid poopy head Jalen Hurts haters and naysayers were out and about in full force because Hurts was having a terrible game. But Philly would eventually trim the lead to 17-14 entering the fourth. Forget the tush push, we're calling it the ass blast now. KC looked in prime position to go up by 10, but then Travis Kelce fumbled the ball away near the end.
Fucking idiots. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Kelce been pussy whooped ever since he started dating Taylor Swift, bro. This dude's been pussy whipped, bro. He hasn't been the same. You're out of my top 5, Kelce.
Zone. Maybe he should focus less on having sweaty, stinky, smelly, sinful premarital sex in Argentina with Taylor Swift and more on football. Always remember, playing over laying. Anyway, the teams exchanged punts when Jalen Hurts, heroically fighting through a potentially fatal knee injury, as well as dealing with ungodly amounts of cyberbullying, threw a dime deep to Devonta Smith, which set up Hurts' second ass blast touchdown of the day.
Y'all need to get on Devonta Smith, bro. Like, that motherfucker's good. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all need to... Like, bro, this shit pissed me off, man. Like, Cowboys, just please beat them. Please beat them. We can't get season swept by these motherfuckers, man. It's about pride at that point. We're not legit if we don't beat the Eagles. Or the E-Girls. E-Girls. I'm gonna start calling y'all that. That's y'all new name. Y'all want to call us the Cowgirls and shit? I'm gonna call y'all the E-Girls. It's tough.
To give Philly a 21-17 lead with 6:20 left. The teams exchanged punts, again, which gave Mahomes one last chance to drive 91 yards with 2:49 left to win the game, but Marquez Valdes-Scantling dropped what would have been a huge touchdown. Honestly, if I was him, I would have pretended like I was dead after dropping this so people wouldn't criticize me as much. And then on 4th and 25, Justin Watson dropped another great throw by
Kansas City, bro. Like, please let go of Marquez Scantling immediately. Like...
Mahomes to seal the win for the Eagles. It's obvious Mahomes' receivers' hands don't work because he refuses to take a pay cut. Eagles 9-1 once again. The haters can suck my dick from the back. Oh, what's that? You're thinking about Xing out of this video because the highlights are over? If you're a true fan, you'll stay and watch these pictures of these adorable puppies to the very end. And if you don't, I will find you and vomit all over you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's puppy time.
Is that a weenie dog, bro? Damn. Bro, that dog with a spot is pretty. Buster. Garth. Bro, no way someone named their dog Kenny Pickett. Dude, that's good. Oh, bro, that dog died. R.I.P., man. No, man. Alright, guys. Tell me what y'all thought about that video, bro. Tell me what y'all thought about week 11. Hey, it was a crazy week, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But just glad the Cowboys got the win, you know, and the Seahawks lost. Let's fucking get it. I'm still gonna be pissed about the Eagles or the E-Girls, fucking getting that tainted win. Like, and Travis Kelce, you're pussy whip, bro. You're out of my top 5. Peace.